Okay, so let's start with this character which we had earlier. We had completed this one. Let's put it on all text and see. So we had already created these and we had named all of the particular bone, and naming convention is being done already. So now we are going to mirror them in order to cover up all the area. So we just have to select it and just double click over it so that you will select all the bones hierarchy and all the lower levels of that particular skeleton. So you just have to select that and then you will have to mirror that one, that particular bone. So how do you do that? You just have to go from animation, go to bone tools, and you can go for a mirror. So then you can see that the mirror is working and it is being nicely mirrored, but we need to do the naming convention. So we just have to select this one and select and press L only. So the way we had actually did this, we just have to underscore L. It has to be named differently, but let's see. Let's underscore L. It's bone 14. I don't know. It's a thigh bone or something. We had actually named these. Probably we have forgotten, right? So select underscore L. What happened, Sajan sir? What happened? You're not feeling well. Why? Hmm. So try avoiding. क्यों? That was your, that is your off day. So uh, mm-hmm. Control नहीं, control control semicolon वो अलग हो जाता. Yeah, so she did not call me. All right, so let's select this one. Yeah, it's a kind of an obscure character from Outlast. Mm-hmm. Might be I have seen it. Okay. Wow, I have not. Clavicle L. Yeah, वही तो. Yeah, actually वही बात है ना कि हम लोग भी अब फिनिशिंग में आ रहे हैं. वी आर एक्चुअली ऑल्सो creating some really nice finished work. did I turned it on? Yes. And let me just turn this, select this one as well. Yeah. हम्म। हाँ नहीं ये इसमें कर रहा था वो रिकॉर्डिंग प्रीवियसली भी मैंने वैसे किया है. Get some medicine for yourself. Okay, so change कर दिया इसको and we just have to shift this one a bit so that we can only change the position, we cannot change that particular shape. Inside of no it, like the mesh or either the bone can be exactly mirrored because but it not has to be exactly mirrored because it only depends on yeah mesh 3D mesh. Yeah, quantity of bones in the hands has to be it depends on the modulation that how much modulation you wanted to give. Mm-hmm. Hmm. You're broke. You're broke, that means. Okay, so now let's try with our advanced rig which we normally use in to animate the character, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the circle, right, for the right, and put that right over here, and it's my hand, right? इलस्ट्रेटर में कहाँ से है वो मोशन ग्राफिक में इलस्ट्रेटर का उसका है तो अभी तो उसका प्रो यूट्यूब ख़त्म नहीं हुआ है. Hmm? Yeah. Have you seen that three? It's actually kind of a gimbal which will help us to work with the FKs or IKs. It will help us. And let's change the color. This will be your green color. This will be your red color. And this will be your yellow color. Kind of three axis which over here for the gimbal. Okay. Select all of them, give them, yeah, freeze transform them, then group them. This will be the left hand. No, it's class. What happened? डेमो ले लीजिए DFM. सिखाना थोड़ी ना है. आफ्टर इफेक्ट्स में क्या क्या होता है वो बताना है. फोटोशॉप में क्या क्या होता है वो बताना है. प्रीमियर मिलेगा और ऑडिशन मिलेगा. ओके सो यहाँ पे हम इसको सेट करेंगे. ठीक है. सो इट्स दैट. और पाम में या रिस्ट में जहाँ पे भी आपको लग रहा है आई काइंड ऑफ फिक्स. एक से दो. एक से दो के मतलब 2 बजे से रखवा सकते हो. 2 बजे रखवा देना. What happened? You are going to be cracked. You're gonna crack on her, right? But why? You gotta be patient. Patient is the key, right? So you have to be patient. So I'm just gonna take this one just like as it is. What am I getting right over here? And then I'll be pressing Alt freeze transform once again just to transform it. Then I'm gonna take a copy of it over here. So IKs. No, they are not going to be the limitations. They are basically the IK's handle, so which we are going to use to control your hands. Because earlier we were using circles, in instead of these, but these signs are actually helpful to tell you exactly which area this object can be rotated. So that's why we gave this three-dimensional controller to this object. So let's put it right over there, over at the center. Then again Alt freeze transform, right? Name convention, yes, we have to name it, so we're gonna just provide it an R for this one. Okay, and it is going to be basically we are going to create an IK slash FK, IK and FK on a single skeleton, on a single hierarchy. We are going to apply both of those uh, controllers on a single hierarchy. We're going to apply both of the facilities so that you can actually switch between them in any way, right? So wherever you feel like, you can switch in between of them, any of them. So let's make them, yes, because these are the ones which we are going to use for the FK. These are not the IKs, these are the FK handles. Okay, so let's increase that one, increase that one once again, and there will be a pole vector, but swivel angle can be used over here. So we're gonna see how to link that one. Let's go right over here at this position, then go to this position, right, and take it up as it is, right, and put it a bit shorter, put it right in front of that, on the joint, on the joint itself. Okay, so we can actually select all of that, put it over here, then put it right over here. Okay, so now we have everything connected over here. It's not connected, but everything is placed accordingly. Now we need to create a notification on it. I should say we need to create a indication for an IK handle, or we need to create an IK handle. Okay, so how to create an IK handle? We need to create it just like it looks like an IK handle. Okay, so it has to look like that. So how to create that? I'm just gonna create take this line. I'm just gonna have a shift right and click done. Select it, put a smaller gap over here. I don't know what it is, but why it is having such thing like that. It should not have to show me like, right? It's simple as that. 90. Okay, so now we have this all-time IK handle. This will be your Y. So we'll just have to give it a color for the Y. Or this is a blue line, so let's give it a blue line for the Z. Then this will be your Y, to give it a green for Y, and this will be your red, so just give it a red. This is being innovative with your design. So just select them, freeze transform individually, select freeze transform, select freeze transform. Okay, and then select all of that, and then group it for a for an IK handle, right? So now you can see I have got an IK handle right over here. Just select it, put it right over here, and right, I could actually increase the scale size of it so that it looks kind of this freeze transform. Then I'll just be going right over here and send IK handle underscore L. So this will be your IK underscore R. Done. So now we have already been converted that one over here. Now as you can see, there are both of those IK handles in there, but it is merely impossible to give both. Merely, I should not pronounce, I mean, I should not say merely, because merely is the possibility, that there are possibility, but I tell you that there are none possibility of giving both of the effects on a single skeleton, right? There are no possibilities like that. So what we are going to do, how we are going to top that? How we are going to do that? No idea. To create separate bones which are going to affect them. How to do that? You just have to select this and not these, only this, this, and your this, right? And just shift drag, it's a copy, and you can just put it right over on the exact place, and you can name them, or you can actually select it by that. So, and make it an FK group. Okay, make it a 01 and copy, name them accordingly so that you can actually control them. You don't need to skin these skeleton, we are not going to skin them, we are just going to create we are just going to use them as an influencer over on my actual skin bones. Yeah, right, because currently as you can see it is connected with this one, right? So I'll be just using this whole thing to be parented with this. So let's take it somewhat like here, then this, select that, take another copy. This one will be your IK handles. This is advanced rigging over on for any 3D character. This is IK chain and this is FK chain. All of that is there, and one more gig we can do is to color them. Select all of that, go into the bone tools and select and give it them blue bones, right? Apply gradient so that you will see the blue bones over there. That is a very handy feature for FKs and IK to understand what images are IKs and what images are FKs, right? So blue are red are FKs, yeah, red are FKs and blue ones are IKs. Okay, so now we have this. Alright, so now in order to apply all those motions over here, we can actually use them just like nearly, or either you can put it exactly over it. Let's put exactly over them so that there will be no more confusions there. Okay, so now we need to create the FKs for the red ones. So I'm gonna select, right, I'm gonna select the FK, select all the controllers of the FK and right click and isolate those selections. So isolate selections so that you can see where you wanted to use them, right? Now how are you going to, oh, this one is actually left, so yeah, this might be 0. It's okay, we don't need it anyways. Okay, so now what we are going to do, so to apply an FK handle, what we have to do, we just have to apply the point constraint over on all of those um, controllers. So first we have to select which one has to be controlled, and then we have to select which one will be controlling. Okay, so first select the bone, go to skeleton constraint and give it an orientation constraint, right? It will snap out like that, just give it a keep initial offset. So now you can actually orient that, then select that one, just go to animation constraints, orientation constraints, apply them, give it a keep initial offset, again select that one, give it an constraints orientation constraint to the controller, and then we give the keep initial offset. Now as you can see, whenever you try to open that one, you can see this motion is happening. Why? Because it is not connected to your controller. So then to give the controller, again if you are going to give, which type of constraint would be used over here in between all of the controllers? What do you think? Why for the position and why not orientation? So it's merely, yeah, if we have already connected one orientation to a single or particular object, we cannot affect its uh, orientation individually. So that is the problem. But why you are going for a position control? Because you have used the orientation control and now you wanted to control its position. Is that the thing? So if that is the thing, then you might be thinking in the good direction, but the approach will be wrong. Why? Because if you are going to affect one's position, the other ones will be going to be affected by that one. So it's quite confusing to understand. Let me just make it clear for you that as you can see, when I am rotating it, you can see that my geometry is rotating along with it. Okay, if I am rotating this one, this has to move with this, right? So if I uh, link this position with this one, right? If I'm gonna link that one, what will happen? There will be a position system will be there, but rotation is not going to be controlled over there. Don't You don't understand that? Okay, so no, orientation will not be disconnected. Okay, let me just apply a position constraint over here, right? So you want me to this to I mean use its position constraint to over here. So let's apply that. Let me go to constraints, animation constraints, and go to orientation. We have to constrain position constraints right over here. Okay, keep initial offset has to be on, but yeah, we need to turn it on. Okay, so let's just say if I rotate it, it's still not working. If I position it, it will work, but it is not going to be. That is the correct answer that you were going for, and that is a link constraint. Right, both of the things has to be controlled by each other. So you just have to select this one, click, drag, and now it is being linked. So now you can see, right? Again, just select the link and link this one with your master one. So now your whole hand is going to be controlled, and you will be getting all of those controllers of all of those motions are actually going to be controlled by your particular bone control system, right? So now you can see my FK is working. Okay, even I can rotate it, rotation to 0, rotation to 0, and rotation to 0, right? So nothing is affected now. So our FK is working. Now we have to end the isolate, and then we have to select your blue one and only with the IK system, and then isolate selection. So now you can see we have an IK system. So what we have to do, we just have to click and drag it right over here. What we have to click and drag, we have to apply from top, I guess. From top we have to apply it to here. So go to animation, IK limb solver, and click on this one so that you can get another, right? And now you can see the IK is pretty big itself, and there is no other option where you can actually fix this one. So what are you going to do? So first of all, no, we can scale. So we just have to select the IK and give its link constraints to this one. Okay, that is the only thing you will be needing, and here's your IK handle, right? And you can even rotate the IK handles. But there's a problem with this, that you do not have swivel angle, because over in the IK handle there is a swivel angle which is working, but it is not being it is not inside of this one. So you need to add a separate parameter over here for this one, and then you can add a swing then you need to connect it with the wire parameters. Have you ever done it? We had done it in our earlier classes, but I think you are not aware of it, so you haven't practiced it. What is the reason? I think you know this better. So what I'm gonna do, we are going to take this one and go to modifiers. We go to animation, we're gonna go, and in the parameter editor section we can actually add a separate parameters. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna object base level, right? There is no other options I'm getting. Yeah, wire parameter and parameter are not different. Basically parameters are the ones they are the just parameters are the holders, and wire meter parameters are the connectors between parameters. So if you wanna establish any connection between any property of a 3D object and the parameter, if you're gonna create that connection, then only you will get the wire parameters, otherwise it won't be working. So currently, as you can see, I could not able to see anything, so I just have to select this point where I could add my geometry. This is IK handle L, so I'll just have to select the IK handles, and it's an object, or I do not have to use any of the transform control, so I'm not gonna use it. I'm just gonna click on the object. I'm gonna put an OK, and let's see if it is working. So I'm just gonna take this parameter and I'm gonna add a swivel angle, right? Swivel angle, it's an spinner. It could be like that or it could be like that. So if I wanted a slider, instead of using a spinner, I can use a slider, and it has to be 0 to 100. So it will be like 10, from minus 10 to 10, and default will be 0, right? So that this will be the left side, this will be the right side. Now width will be 160 slider, and it has a float value. We had already discussed the float values and everything, so I think I should not I'll explain it again, right? So let's go to vertical. It could be a vertical one, but I think it's better to use this one. All right, so let's add this one over in our object, and as you can see, it is not available right now over here. The reason is there might be in the transform, there might be, we have to select this custom attribute option, right? And then we can add that. We have to see on which portion it came, so, right? So it's not there. That is the bones, right? IK handle 01. No, it's not. It's not that. Yeah. See, there is a in the object section. It is being added over here, but I could not able to see the swivel angle and anything else. All right. Why? Because we had done a certain simple mistake. So I'll just go for edit and delete, and I'm gonna delete that parameter and a custom attribute. We are going to delete that, right? So first take a swivel. What happened? Right, so take a swivel, and you have to select and give a special kind of modifier to it. What was the modifier? Attribute holder. Without attribute holder, you could not able to add any parameters inside of that attribute. Didn't got that? You cannot add any attribute. Is just like an adjective of a object. So if here we are giving attribute holder, that means um, this could be a pouch where you can put all the parameters inside of it, right? So without this you cannot add those um, in the parameter section. So what I'm just gonna select this one, and I'm gonna go to No, not on the custom attribute. We are going to select and see where is that attribute holder is available in the IK handle, right? Because there is none. It got to show me that. Okay, no, right? So it's not there. No. There's a custom attribute option is there, but no, it is somewhere hidden. Okay, let's close this one and select animation, go to again, just take it out, and object's current modifier has to be turned on, and then you can see where is that custom attribute. So I'm just gonna we're going to add that, add and delete. There is no custom attribute. Okay, so we're gonna delete this object one. First of all, we need to delete the parameters over here because we don't need those unnecessary objects. Edit, delete parameter, delete, apply, cancel. Again I had did the same thing. No, okay, we had applied the changes. Now we have to go on the pig track current modifier. So if it is selected with the current modifier, that means this will be the current modifier where we can add our own parameters. So I'm just gonna add a swivel, and there will be no I do not want a presets option, so I'll just turn it off because we do not want that, and this is also not be available over there. It will be a float value spinner, and it will be -10, 10 and 0, and it will be a spinner, it will be a sliders, right? So left, right, or center, vertical text and everything. So now as you can see, nothing is selected, so you have to select that object. It will be an IK handle L. Okay, that will be the object, and it is going to be put in the current modifier. No, what happened, where it is, why it does not apply, where I can get that custom attribute is not, I need that attribute holder. No, we need to go for attribute holder, but it is not being selected. It's IK handle, and right now why attribute holder is not available there. Need to go to current modifier. It is not selecting that. Okay, let me just create something, and here it is available. So if I'm gonna add, it is gonna add over here, right? But it's not working over there, right? So I just have to select this one. Now you can see the IK chain. Right, now I'm getting the IK handle and IK chain 01 because the IK chain is selected. So we haven't selected that one. Now we have a lot of objects. So like it's an IK handle 1 custom attributes object, and we have added that, but it is not showing right over here. IK chain line modified object, what is that? Here there is a attribute, so if I'm gonna add, it will come right over here. So just have to select this one. Everything is selected. Let's give it another slider, swivel angle. Alright, and give it, everything will be like that, and it will be coming right over here. So swivel angle is here. Now we have to link this with the swivel angle of the IK handle. So to link that, we need to go to animation or wire parameters, wire parameter dialogs, right? So we can connect them with reaction manager as well, or either we can actually connect them with wire parameters. So how to do that? First we have to go inside of the attribute and go to custom, go to swivel angle. Over here you have to go to IK handle, IK chain handle. We need to find that. So for that, for the left one, you need to refresh it over here, right? So now the chain handle is here. You need to select the swivel. Over here you have the attribute holder. Select the swivel angle and swivel angle on both of the sides, and you need to control it one way, that this one will be controlling this one. One way connection, left parameter controls the right parameter. Okay, so click over here, connect. So after the connection, you can see that both of the objects are being connected. So let's select, and we can actually see that now this situation is slightly different. Why it is doing something like that? The reason is it's a rotation value, and rotation value has to be with a 0 degree. So everything will be done in a degree manner, and currently we had given -10 and +10 value. So that is not gonna work. We can give 0 to 360 value, right? So at that point we need to edit this attribute. This is quite good. We need to go right over here, and we can, yeah, we can edit the slider, and over here we have this swivel angle. So we need to give from 0 to 360, right, and accept parameter changes. Okay, from 0 to 360, accept, right, it's accepted. Apply changes, close. So now you can see I have that. So now it is rotating like quite a lot. So we have to give about 0 to 10 value, very much less value we need to provide it. So added that, select swivel angle, give it about 10 value, or 0 to 10. Let's see, 10. Accept parameters. Now you can check it up. It's still rotating quite a lot, right? So we need to see what type of value this swivel angle actually uses. Now let's go over here, and you can see it's 0 to 1, I guess it should be 0 to 1. So let's go over here in the swivel angle, add it, swivel angle, and it has to be 1. I guess it will be 1, accept parameter, apply changes. So now we have 0 to 1 value, and now it is being controlled, right? So we can establish some more things over here, and we can actually give it to -1, 1 and 0, right? Accept parameter, apply changes. So now this will be negative, positive, negative, positive, right? And we can actually go in, and this will be the center one. We can also add ticks, 10 ticks, right? So that we'll get the idea which one is the middle one, right? Otherwise, without ticks, we could not able to figure it out that which one is the exact middle one. Default value, right? So now you can see this is the default value, right? So everything is cleared for now. Isolate selection and the isolate selection. So now you can see we have both. We have the IK handle along with the swivel angle, correct? We have the FKs, correct? Now the last thing I would want to explain it to you, that how do you connect that, right? So you need to first select, you just need to provide the what you need to provide. Just select that, control, not control, go to isolate selection. So now you can see you just have to link this with your bone, right? So just select the link, it is going to be connected with this one. Yeah, and isolate, and right, so just select that one and select that one. I'm just looking at, it's not selecting that, it's this one, and which one is the, okay, let's select the clavicle bottom, and which one is the FK? Can you able to see the FK? Where's that FK chain? Where is it? It is selected already, right? Let's isolate selection. Right now we get the FK. Select that bone first, link it with okay, I think we might be and isolate. So if I'm going to use this one, yes, it is not going to work because we are doing it oppositely. We need to do the opposite direction. Yeah, no. Right. So we need to select that, and where is that FK? Yeah, these are the FK bones. Isolate selection. You need to select this one and then give it, right, yeah, bone to the IK, so that FK, so that your bone can, right, it should follow that, right, it is this one which is going to be following this one. Okay, now give it an N isolate, and then you can see that whenever you are moving, your bone is actually moving, correct? So now it should look something like that. So your FK is working, Okay, so now we have the fk is working. Now we need ik. So we need to select the IKs and all the bone hierarchy. So just select the bone hierarchy. Right, it is not being selected. Why it is not being selected? Okay, there is an issue. It's parenting is broke. Yes, because we have linked it, so we do not need to link it. I forgot, almost forgot what I had to do. Okay, what is going on? It's not working, right? Okay, so what we have to do, we need to select the fk bones, right? Select the fks, right? Isolate selection, and we need to orient them so that we will get the weight control over. We need to orient constraint them. If we are going to give a link constraint, let's see if we are going to give a orient constraint to the orange one, right? So whenever you are going to and isolate, and whenever you are going to orient it, your bone is gonna orient it with it, along with this one is also gonna be affected. You didn't understand? We have given this this bone, the clavicle bone, is actually having a link constraint with all of the other bones. So if we are going to give a link constraint to any other bone, that this connection will happen, right? So all the bones which were there beneath it are going to be disconnected. So what we do, we had actually just taken up a single value, because fk is mostly based on rotation, it doesn't concerns with the position of the bone. So we are going to give orientation constraints to the fk bone. That is the simplest thing we are actually going to provide. That we are going to give the orientation to the fk bone, and all of the control of ik. So we are also going to use the orientation on ik as well. Let's just see. It's basically, I should say, why you are not going to understand that, because I'm not making it in a simplest manner. Okay, so how do you understand that? We had understood about that whenever we provide an orientation control to any of the object, it will give us a simple wizard where it it gives us the target information about the target. Mhm. Just 5 minutes. Yeah, you have to sit over here as an invigilator. There will be a demo, I guess. I don't know. Okay, so the weight system will be there. So if we are going to give 50-50% to both of the effects, definitely it will be working like 50-50 weight. You didn't got that. Okay, let's see it for ourselves. So now I have given the orientation to this one, so I'm just gonna select this one and provide an orientation constraint to this one as well, right? And provide an orientation constraint to this one. So now everything is connected and isolate, and now I will have a complete control over the IKs, FKs. I have controlled over the FKs. Now these bones, the IKs, are actually they are already linked with each other, right? So and how do I provide that IK to this bone? So I just have to select my IKs and select that and select my IK handles. We're not going to select that, we're going to select the bones, IK bones. It didn't got selected. Okay, this is IK handle R. Okay, these are the IK handle bones. Isolate selection. So now I have this, and I'm gonna link constraint to this one. So if I'm gonna link constraint, this will actually not gonna work. This is link, and what is this one? Select and link. So proved. No, that is not gonna work. So orientation, if I'm gonna provide the orientation to this one, the position will going to be work. Will it work? Yes, it will. We just have to select the add orientation target, select this one, right? Select the what, keep initial offset on, okay, and then select this one, add orientation target to the another bone and keep initial offset. Select this one. What happened? Oh, that's such an, just delete this orientation target, select that one. Yeah, add orientation target to this one, okay, keep initial offset on. Now and isolate, and then if I'm going to use this one, it is going to work, right? But it's not completely working. Why it is not completely working? Because this one is actually giving me 50% over on all of the weights. So if I'm gonna give this one the IK handle, right, 0 to 100%, okay, not to 0 to, I think 0 to 1 has to be deleted. This one has to be deleted because it only got to have two handles. So if I'm gonna give IK to 100%, right, let's select the next bone where it is. I think this is the arm bone. So if I'm gonna select the forearm, and I'm gonna give again the 100% to this value, and then if I'm gonna go for the wrist, and I'm gonna give 100% to the exact value, right, then it is going to be following that, right, and FK is not gonna affect it. So we have to create a parameter which is actually gonna control the snap or the switch. So whenever I provide that click to it or either the switch to it, if I check the option or either I slide the options, whatever I did, it will actually turn into IK and FK switch. we can switch over in both of the effects, right? So we have to create the controls which will help us do that in a quick manner. Okay, so that's it for today. Let's do it by today, and then we're gonna do this till now, and then we're gonna add something more in. We're gonna learn how to create the switches inside of this one, or inside of any controller, and then we're gonna discuss about the other sort of technicalities regarding rigging. Okay, okay, bye bye, take care.